The key is your mind. Use it. Learn to use it and control it. Forget what's going on out there. Remember that that is not real, and you are better than that. That illusion is no longer a part of you. You unplugged from that a long time ago. So why do you keep going back into that trap? While it is true the collective consciousness can be a powerful paradigm, it is not who you are. It simply means that as conscious creation creates your reality, and as so many people together think the same thing, focus on the same thing, it actually perpetuates that thing. So how do you change? Well, you actually do have to unplug from the consciousness, the collective human consciousness. How do you do that? Grounding and anchoring yourself into a different vision, a different version of the earth. The best recommendation here is to see what is New Earth, what is the heaven on earth, what is 5D, what is the best world you can dream of living in. Not influenced by outside sources. If you have a dream inside of you, something that your heart tells you what this world can be, all the beautiful parts of it, how you believe humanity should treat one another, no imaginary borders, no separation, that we are all a part of the human race, and that we should truly love one another. And love in the sense of we get into our heart center, we experience that love, and through this love comes things like kindness, friendship, cooperation, equanimity, encouragement, positivity, and freedom, supporting one another. Now you look at the earth, a beautiful place. There are so many places still on this earth that are incredibly untouched. What is your version of paradise? Think about that. I've been to places, and I'm sure you have too, or at least seen places that really demonstrate what heaven on earth is. We have the Garden of Eden, it still exists here. Miraculous creations, the mind of God that we can still go into, live, breathe, feel, touch, and be a part of. Mother Nature is the part of this. That is the fundamental point. So now, get a strong vision of what's perfect for you. What is heaven on earth to you? And you make the intention. You say it out loud, you visualize it, you feel it, you intend it, that you're going to ground and anchor into that energy. That, the best version of the earth you can possibly imagine. And then while you're at it, take the best version of yourself. The best version of yourself. How, if you could shift anything about yourself, and this also means change or fix, whatever word you want to use, what would it be? How would you envision yourself in every aspect, from the physical to the mental to the emotional to the character to how you're living? And now put these two together. You anchor into that best version of yourself. You align with that best version of yourself. And you see it, and you feel it, and you experience it as though you were living it now. It's the best way to describe all of this. Now, once you've anchored into that one, you're aligning with it. Ground your energy into that version so that way you can step across. This quantum field is a fascinating thing. The paradigms, the shifting, parallel, alternate multiverses that we live in. The fact that this world is an entire conscious construct. And unfortunately, since birth, we have been programmed and indoctrinated into a very particular construct. The idea of the awakening for so many of us who are awoken, and for those who started awakening in the 60s, right up through until now. The last big shift awakening happened to be December, 2020, we'll say. But 2021, it doesn't stop. There is a huge awakening going on in this world, and it will continue year after year after year until all of those who are meant to awaken in this collective begin to put their thoughts together to become their own mass consciousness and to consciously create the world we want to live in. We understand, because we do it too, where you keep getting dragged back into this particular matrix. We need to stop that now. Turn off your television, turn off the radio, and you can go into your social media, but cleanse it. Follow, have your pages come to things that are positive, enlightening, things that bring a smile to your face, a smile to your heart, things that are filled with beauty, because what we're seeing, hearing, feeling is extremely important. You cannot be focused on low vibrational thoughts, negativity, fear, anger, separation, and try to create the new earth. The new earth is there. It's already there. It exists. And it's a beautiful place. Are you experiencing that? Most of us aren't. We can step into it. We know it's there. And then you step back out of it. Why? Why do we do that? Why do we keep doing that? That habit needs to stop. We need to let go of that. That is not us. So now, as we have our vision that we are now connected to, we're aligned with, it's the new earth, the heaven on earth, the best version of ourselves, and we're moving towards that. We shut out any of the negativity that is going on, any of that low vibrational stuff that's going on outside, because our world is the only thing that we can truly change, live, breathe, experience. I wouldn't have believed it entirely possible that you could live in two different types of, we'll call them dimensions, like dimensional living, whether you're going in from the very dense 3D energy into the 4D energy into the 5D energy. Except for that, I can leave my home, get into my space, focus on that space, be the light we intended to be, share that light, anchor that light, be that pillar of light, and go out into that world and choose, as you are the light, choose to only see beauty, the world that you're creating. It'll be like walking through a film, because what's going on around you, while it can still go on around you, it's no longer a part of your experience. It's no longer a part of your feelings. It's no longer affecting you. Focus on the fact that that is not your paradigm. That is not what you've anchored into. That is not your reality. What is your reality is the beautiful, I'll call it transition into 5D, the beautiful life that you are creating, which is sovereign and free. Small example. Walking through public places, crowded places, while everyone else is in, we'll call it the dense three-dimensional construct, and you're not. And where other people might be adversely affected by the things going on in that, you magically, and it feels like magic, are able to walk through that. And while I would like to say I walk through it unnoticed, I don't. I am extremely noticed. So many people stare, but no confrontation. No stopping me, no telling me, for example, you have to wear the mask. It's just this freedom of ease and movement. And while I catch everyone's attention with this, I'll call it diversity, but I can't see it just being the fact that I'm diverse. I can only say that if we're shining our light so bright, if we are that pillar of light and we're sharing that light and we're noticed, that it's more of a fascination for the other people. Perhaps it might even help ignite the light from within them. Our original intention was to go unnoticed, to be invisible. So for certain, as we go through this world and we're living in our way, that 100% what's going on, we're untouched. Hasn't worked that way quite yet. And so how do you keep this going? Well, you've got to take care of yourself. Eat fresh, eat healthy, eat alive foods. Bless your food, cleanse your food. Be grateful for your food, everything that you consume. And if you are consuming products that have a big ingredient list or more than, I would say, 3, 4 ingredients in it, you probably shouldn't be consuming it. Try to keep your foods as whole, as natural, as Mother Nature created it as possible. Now, your mind and your body and movement, these are very important. For your mind, meditation. And if your mind can't focus enough on meditation, breathing exercises, fantastic. We'd also recommend getting into a Qigong program. We've found, or Tai Chi, but they're both levels of one another. It really is a balance of mind and body. It's also very cleansing and rejuvenating and revitalizing, and it feels good. Yoga. Again, yoga, especially yoga with breath work. Powerful for the mind and for the body, for your energy centers. Keeping you focused, keeping you pain-free or less pain, keeping you fluid. Now, getting for walks out into nature, long walks out into nature, and go communicate with nature. If you live by the sea, go communicate with the rocks, with the sand, with the beach, with the water, with the gulls. You live by green spaces, go communicate with the trees, with the plants. Communicate with the sky, the earth, all that is around with you. Get out into nature. Breathe in that fresh air. Get some sun. And allow the energy and the life force that is there to imbibe you. It is not only healing and grounding, but it is communicative. So learn to communicate with nature. Say hello to the plants and the trees. Say hello to the sea and the sky and the sun. Honor them. We find ourselves doing it automatically. Or we literally put our hands into prayer pose and bow our head. It's a great way, even if you just touch your hand to your heart center, acknowledging their presence, their force. These are our strongest recommendations for getting your mind clear, your body clear, and being able to really create from a beautiful space. Next, only communicate with people who are of like mind. So join a community. There's a lot of online communities. If you can't find a community where you live, join an online community of like-minded individuals who are talking about creating the beautiful new earth. Lastly would be for you to feel good. And we're going to take it back to this one. I get so much pleasure out of my cats. Just looking at them, they're so adorable. Cleaning themselves, eating, playing, sleeping. It truly warms my heart. It gives me, what you call that warm, fuzzy feeling all over. Do that with your dog. Do that with your children. Do that with a loved one. Now take that energy and understand that you need to find peace. You need to choose to find the joy, the happiness, and the beauty in everything. It's a practice. So if we get into a low vibrational place, feel like we're stumbling and falling, we know how to get ourselves back up, dust ourselves off, and be better than ever. Going back at it again, going, okay, all right, how did I do that one? All right, I'm going to learn from that. Again, we will reiterate, the key is your mind. Use it. Learn to use it. Control it. Forget what's out there. Remember that it's not even real. It is an illusion. You are a fantastic, amazing, conscious creator, and you are better than that. And that illusion is no longer a part of who you are. You unplugged from that as soon as you awoke. So now, how do you handle being in this world? How do you handle being in public? How do you handle being at work? How do you handle being around people who are not of like minds? Remember that you're more powerful than that. Say to yourself, I've got this. You set that intention to be the best version of yourself. Remember, you're aligning with that. You're also setting the intention that you are ground into the new earth and that you're anchored into 5D energy. And remember that you are a pillar of light. When you go out there, when you leave your home, you're a pillar of light in your home too. But remember even more so that you are a pillar of light. Connect to your source. Connect to the true divine self. Ground deep into the earth and feel your grounding into the earth, not just into the core crystal of the earth, but we like to see it like a root system as well. So as soon as you get into the ground and you go into the core of the earth, there's a root system. It starts from underneath the earth, goes right into the core, and it branches out into all living things. It branches out into all the energy that is there, that is available for you. So feel yourself as you ground into that earth like a network of roots going underneath the ground, deep into the core, and all the way through, we'll call it the globe, allowing you to be a part of that energy, to communicate better with that energy, and to truly stand in your power. And then from above, some people refer to it as the central sun. We've always called it the star of the universe, and it's what we call a point, a divine source of creation, at least for this part of the universe that we are as human beings a part of. And you feel yourself connect to that. So right from the star of the universe, the central sun, to deep into the core, to the root system branching into the entire core, and that pillar of light. It runs through your body, it runs through your spine, it goes through all of your energy centers and above and below and all around you. And it ignites the light from within you. And you are fed eternal divine light through these connective sources. Once you are in that space, you are truly a pillar of light. And when you go out there, you can share that light, beam that light, be that light. And in that light, it helps to connect your mind to the universal light consciousness. Connect your mind to the true essence of what you are, who you are, the master creator. Be only a witness to what is going on in the world. No reaction to it. Do not go into that. That is a game you don't want to play. You don't want to be a part of. Remember, you are unplugged from it. You have awoken. Now it is time for you to truly be free. And indeed, may the beautiful blessings of the divine light, the pure unconditional love, always be yours. And may you share it with the world.